Christ.
What's going on, my YouTube subscribers, horror fans? Like how you guys are having an amazing start to your week because we got a brand new movie to kick off the fall movie season, and that's the new horror movie, The Nun II. Shout out to Warner Brothers and AMC. Got to see this movie early. It's a sequel to the 2018 Nun that, let's be honest, that wasn't that great. And now The Nun II is officially coming this Friday, and is the movie good? Surprisingly, this movie is really good. It's fun, good horror movie, and it's better than the first movie. That's all I need. It's a horror movie that's not bogged down with too much lore, too much backstory that the first movie had. It's a horror movie that knows what it is, keeps it right in the pocket. Scary, it's just great. Let's be honest, this Conjuring universe, like I said, it's been kind of like a roller coaster, but like a downhill roller coaster. The Curse of La Llorona, La La Land, I was crazy about that. And then The Nun, I was like, oh, that's not too good. And then we had Annabelle Comes Home, and I was like, that's not great either. And then The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It, I was like, this is not good either. So is the Conjuring universe kind of done? Nope, The Nun II come in just like, this is how you do it. Boom, you looking for this? Overall, I had a great time with The Nun II. I definitely think that is definitely the horror jolt that we need to kick off fall, because there's a lot of horror movies coming out like the next couple of months, and I'm here for it. I want them to be great. This is a good start. Pros, cons, I believe that The Nun II is officially in theaters this Friday. If you're a horror fan junkie, you're gonna love this movie. You're gonna be like, yes, horror's back. First off, adding the movie, we got our main chick, Tessa. How you say her name? Tertisa. I just know that she's the younger sister of girl from Lorraine Warren, that's her name. I told him shit with names. It's just funny because like you're playing her younger self, a younger Lorraine Warren, but you're actually like her sister. You actually look younger than her, so that like actually works out good. She really carries this movie really good, along with like some of the cast members she's got. She nails it. I love her. She got the right amount of vulnerability, the right amount of just like, yeah, I don't care about demons. Fuck these ghosts. You care just enough about her to be like, I want to see you get through this shit. It's so hard to do like a female protagonist in a horror movie without her feeling like, oh, she's just caring. Although Storm Reed's in the movie too, like I said, I only saw the trailer one time. I was like, oh, the chick from Missing. I really liked you, so I'm glad that she was in the movie too. She was good as well. Talk about The Nun. Ain't having none of it. She was definitely much more effective, much more scarier. I feel like it takes it back to The Conjuring 2 when she was first introduced, and it was just like, oh shit, I want to see more about her. Definitely gets it done, so she was great. So overall, the acting in the movie is just, I loved it. It was great. The plot of the movie more or less, but I'll give it too much because there's kind of like two stories that's kind of happening, being told, and they're kind of all intersecting into the grand finale. So what you really need to know about the movie, the fact that priest gets murdered in France and shit, and then the nunnery's like, oh, what the hell's going on? Who did this? What's going on? Jesus, help us! It's up to Sister Irene to come back to save the day. She finds out that, oh, it's that valak motherfucker nun. She's back on the scene again, so it's time to banish her back to hell for all eternity. Even though we know this takes place before The Conjuring too, so you know. Nevertheless, Irene's back again to face off against valak in more scary shenanigans. That's what you need to know, at least for one story. There's another story happening too. I'm not going to spoil that. You'll watch and you'll be like, oh shit, I see how this is all going too. Here we go. Approach the movie. Okay, first of all, it's a horror movie, so is it scary? I want to say, like I said, scary is subjective, but I will say, in my opinion, it was more scary and more intense. Like I say, I guess the one time I saw the trailer, I was like, okay, you know, that's some pretty creative shit. I like that. But there are more scenes like that and better throughout the movie that makes it like, oh shit, you know, grip on my seat and shit. It doesn't rely on jump scares too much. Like I said, if you hate jump scares like I do, you're gonna be like, okay, that's good. I want some effective scares, something to stick to the ribs. The nun herself, valak, she is just like so much more intense. She's like a little bit more in the forefront, could be good or bad, but I like that, you know, she is like really like the villain of this whole thing. You really feel it. I like other like ghost possession movies, kind of just like, okay, you know, like, you know, things are happening here and there, stuff like that, and then it's like at the end of the movie, it's like, okay, now here's the villain and all her CGI glory. No, like the valak's presence, the nun's presence is like throughout the whole movie. You really feel like, yeah, she is like the main bad guy trying to stop the nuns from killing her. The atmosphere, the location, stuff like that, it's raw, eerie and gory stuff like that. It just pulls you into like, this is like truly what a horror movie should feel like. Something that just grips you by the throat, never lets you go. That anxiety is it's just great. So much great so that for the first time ever in a horror movie, I don't really have any con to say about the movie. This really is just like, it's not too long, it's right in the pocket, does right amount of lore, right amount of scares, right amount of villainy, just the right amount of everything that just like does what a sequel should do. Maybe because The Nun was just, the first one was just, the bar was set so low, this one jumps over it. I feel this one jumps over like the last couple of Conjuring movies. It's like you could go Conjuring, Conjuring 2, and then The Nun II. Boom, the trilogies, that's it. At the end of the day, The Nun II was a surprisingly really effective horror movie that I had a great time with. The movie is scary, terrifying, it just does everything what a horror movie should do to kick off fall. I dare say the best horror movie I might have seen this year. I'm just saying, Talk to Me was a good horror movie too. I'm just saying that this one, just like, this is gonna be like the tradition. I could see this being like, oh yeah, next Halloween, just put on The Nun. When you're doing your Conjuring fucking rewatches, The Nun 2 is gonna be in the watch. Gonna be there. Also, there is a mid-credit scene. Didn't expect that in a horror movie. Mid-credit scene kind of just like brings it all together at the end. It's kind of like one of those like, yes. That being said, I think I'll definitely say that The Nun II is definitely a very, very strong 8 out of 10, which is definitely worth seeing at full admission. Nun II officially in theaters this Friday. You gonna see it? You're not gonna see it? Type below. Let me know. Talk about it, and I'll see you guys on Thursday for maybe a spoiler video. We'll see. We'll see. As always, subscribe. Until next time.